Christopher Wood here. At least for now, anyway. After the end of this day, I'm going to end up being a Hartwick. It looks like. My brain injuring, skull splitting, serious 24/7 carbon exhaust poisoning, my lung being fucking harvested through tubes I have in me from somebody on oxygen. 7 months after being gag ordered, August 17th, 2025, of serious tortures, confinement through the stalking, death threats to my nephew, grave destroying to my family, computer and phone controlling, 24/7 carbon exhaust poisoning, crack and meth drugging has been done to me as well. I have MK Ultra on me, and I have what is called R&M, which is remote neural monitoring. It is designed with proof to destroy a person's central nervous system internally. It is also used for invasive surveillance, and it is being used by human traffickers, sex slave traffickers, identity thieves to commit frauds and murders. 3 cousins are involved as well. 2 of them are twins, and 1 is a son. Like I said, how too convenient who I am looking like. Dr. Tatiana Vakadinovic for falsifying my medical files, for the lies against me, for the treatment refusals, discrimination, to prevent me help and proof, to get me medically blacklisted, to assure this and cover-ups without any help. You are guilty of torture crimes. You are guilty of first-degree premeditated attempt at homicide with intent to commit and have it covered up. With and for Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, Spencer Mills 14716, Robert Cade 7224, Shannon Cork, Robert Lucas, Dave Weiss, Constable Ward, Christine Schultz, ex-chief or commander, year 2019, drove a white Jeep Wrangler, he in the black truck. You are very well aware of who you are, and so am I, are guilty of having me and my mother shot, guilty of having my mother killed, given her cancer to cause her death, made to look age and health related through what we were shot with from the EMFs and radiation. It caused brain cancer, completely and totally deforming and destroying my mother, a 77-year-old. The same thing was done to my 1 dog, completely, totally caving in his head. I've had serious bone-burning loss to my skull, serious deforming, obvious 100% full identity changes have been done to me. Medical, legal, human rights were taken. August, the ones that put me under the gag orders in August are accessories and accomplices to this crime against me, knowingly or unknowingly. Seven years of going through this in Napanee since 2019, 7 months outside of Desirano while you are stalking, hiding in the garage and in your vehicles, going back and forth, constantly doing this. One way or another, I want Barry's, Hardy's, Lake, Vinalstein, Hustler, Hartwicks, and the rest who are involved with proof over the course of 7 years and 7 months. I want them arrested and I want them charged. They're involved with human trafficking, sex slavery trafficking, tortures, obvious brain injuring. There's also cops' family members who are involved as well with serious torture crimes against me, including seriously splitting my fucking skull. This is also a hate revenge crime against me from certain people involved. March 24th, 2025, as of tomorrow, it's going to be 3 years since one dog, was also tortured and killed through one Tyler Lake and Raymond LeBlanc. You are guilty of ending my bloodline by doing this to me, and knowing that I am trapped and confined by what has taken place shows your intent. With the tubes I have inside my body that I did not previously had till after August, after I had the MK Ultra or whatever else was put onto me. I have tubes inside my throat. Obviously, I've had that prior, but now I have them in my throat, the back of my head, in different spots. A plate, what feels like a plate, over top of my skull. I am getting thread, what looks like thread, coming out of my head in the back. It almost looks like sewing thread. This is finished. The full right side of my head has been completely and totally destroyed. There is no feeling whatsoever. It feels dead except for a ball inside the right side of my head. I most likely probably have a tumor. As I said, I have tubes hooked. They are hooked up to my heart, my lungs, as I am being harvested through this. And regardless of how crazy it may sound, it is 100% truth. And for the ones that do not realize how technology may work. On oxygen, my lungs are being harvested, used, my kidneys and my liver, and I have tubes in my groin as well. I spoke police crimes 2018, and then late 2018, I asked for help with recording equipment and everything because of what was taking place. A visit from one Spencer Mills and a guy from the mental health telling me basically that if I did not stop talking about what was taking place, there would be serious consequences. He was 100% right. The arrest refusals, the kidnapping, putting illegal prisoner tracking onto me, no criminal record or history, lies about that, lies of criminal record, lies of psychological hit records and history, lies about drugs that I do not do. I haven't done any of that garbage shit since 2013. I overdosed, and that was my wake up call, and I haven't touched that fucking garbage since, and I want nothing to do with it, and yet I have been drugged by it. The lies about drugs, the lies about being suicidal self-harmer. I am wood, I am life tree. There is no death or suicide in me. 100% bullshit lie. That's so you can use that narrative against me after this is finally finished, and how you cover up your crimes. Poor, disabled, homeless, you're harvesting and trafficking organs. Disabled, frauds, insurance frauds, bank frauds, drug trafficking, identity thefts, physically. And this is a capital murder because this is against my bloodline, as I am the end of my bloodline. You are very seriously sick. You are very seriously obsessed. And you are all very seriously fucking dangerous. You have no care or concern for life. You work with and for police. You have other organized stalkers from Napanee who are constantly helping, going back and forth, doing this to me as well. I go to do a bong because I do not take even anything synthetic. So I smoke marijuana as my medicine. And every time I go to do one, I am getting cars go by and I am getting carbon exhaust going through my right lung. This is an attempt to try to asphyxiate me. If I could go to a hospital and actually get medical tests done, it would prove the shit that's inside my body, including actual physical feces and urine from these psycho pieces of garbage who have been treating me like a fucking toilet. And that is no joke. One way or another, like I said, I am going to get arresting and charging on people because I am not going to be framed. You are putting illegal prisoner tracking into your victims, kidnapping for blood and piss. This is how families are this is how murdered and missing is happening. This is how people are disappearing, especially the homeless and disabled, because it's all very seriously organized. I'm drinking hot chocolate. I have shown with 100% proof the serious identity changes I have been through. And because this is being blocked out through your Pegasus police spyware that was given to you, my phone and my computer being controlled through a Google Jacuzzi computer as well. So I know that this is probably not going to be seen, and I am well aware that each and every one of you are watching me as I am doing this. And there is no paranoia in any way, shape, or form by saying that. Like I said, it's too convenient. I am starting to look like a Hartwick. With proof and a lot of other people who has been involved with this as well. A little Hartwick, a little Tony. You think that this is a game, doing this to me while you were high on your fucking junk? Excuse me. And you were using, R&M on me and watching me 24/7, even in my sleep. That is even more sick and disturbing. If you're doing this to me, I can imagine you are doing it to other men. You are most likely doing it to children as well, and they're not even aware of it. And this has all been happening because of me speaking of OPP crimes. Like I said, I was shot, me and my mother, with something. It went into my right ear after that happened. I started getting burning, internal electroshocking, and my skull was invasively split into sections. And that's when this serious deforming started. Then after November of 2019, conveniently, when one mental health worker, Stacy, showed up at my CAT scan appointment, and then I was pretty much medically blacklisted and treated like a piece of shit, like a nutcase after that. I had not been to a hospital or a doctor even in approximately 7 to 10 years prior to being shot. I was doing good for myself. I was trying to better myself mentally, physically. I was helping myself. I was helping others. I was shot after trying to warn people of the human trafficking, the homeless exploitation for monetary gain, and the possible money laundering that was taking place. And now to find out that this is also about organ harvesting as well. And this is why my medical rights, my legal rights, and my human rights were taken. I was even falsely charged through the hospital in an attempt to cover up their crimes against me, in an attempt to buy time for an attempt to try to discredit me, to buy time, and to try to turn this around, trying to make it look like a psychological mental issue when it has absolutely nothing to do that in any way, shape, or form. It is 100% criminal. I do not think I am somebody I'm not. I do not hear voices. I do not have imaginary friends. I do not have hallucinations and see things that are not there. So, as far as that goes, that has absolutely nothing to do with it. And I am not going to let it be turned into anything like that. In your attempt to try to buy time 7 years ago and through this to try to get away with it in hopes of deniability while still being 100% guilty, plus the $22,000 extortion, the kidnapping, the blood and piss that was done on me May 27, 2021, 24 hours after me asking for help with what has taken place against me. I am basically being used by these pieces of shit as a living respirator, pretty much, from what I have inside me and what I have hooked up through me. And once again, regardless of how crazy it may sound for the ones that do not fully understand energy, biometrics, and physics, it's easy to it's easy to just pass this off as bullshit. It's easy to just pass it off as being craziness without even understanding or wanting to take the time to understand fully or even check for oneself. Anything more happens to me, I want people arrested and I want them charged. As I said, I am the end of my bloodline. And this is a capital homicide against me. This is how people are also being framed through sex offenders and drug trafficking, low life scum, convenient mistaken identities through the identity thefts, the serious brain injuring that's taken place, lobotomies that you're doing, plus the buying time, the medical help non existent to assure everybody gets away with this, assuring full memory loss to prevent arresting and charging of police as well and doctors. I have more than enough proof of even me trying to go to the police and get arresting since this all began, and how much I look different from then till now, plus all the other changes I've shown and proven physically. Once again, after I was shot August 6, 2019, by ex-chief or commander and another outside of OPP, who I just recently found out a couple months ago exactly who it was. And I found that out through one of the people using R&M on me while they were high. I have animal feces and piss inside me that's been forced. I have human piss and shit inside me that's been forced. I have jizz inside me that's been forced. I've had other serious damage done to me, which I'm not going to talk about, but it's been done. I'm being treated like a kid. I'm being treated like a slave. And this is right here in good old Ontario, Canada, where if you speak police crimes, I hope you have body bags, because that's where people will end up. And this has nothing to do with hate in any way, shape, or form towards police. This has to do with very seriously dangerous, corrupt cops who are involved in these crimes. Not everybody, just the ones named. I would imagine there's other, because it's pretty organized, even the Justice of the Peace. 3 mental health workers, doctors, cops, and street addict, junkie, sex offenders, ex-inmates, and psych ward patients. How too convenient that you use them to commit your crimes, to use them as puppets. So ultimately, they can be your downfall while you get away with murder that they are committing through the police. This is about disability fraud too. So disabled, elderly, seniors, children, sex slavery, trafficking, because there is child offenders. I'm not saying this just for the sake of saying it. And I'm not just naming names for the sake of naming names. I'm saying it because I personally know each and every person involved with this. Plus the others who have been for the last couple months, even weed people, and that's been about revenge too. I won't say who, but they have also been involved as well. When people disappear, families are murdered and missing. Check out my other videos. Like I know this will not be seen. I'm 100% positive of that, because this will be blocked out as you're sitting watching me doing this right now. Congratulations on what you've done. But one way or another, whether you are cousins or anybody else, I will have you arrested. And I am not going to be changed to look like a sex offender, a criminal, or anybody else through you lowlifes who are doing this to me. That picture that I have on the picture that I have on my profile picture, where I have the tube sticking out of my throat, That's what I get the piss and shit going through, and it goes to the back of my neck and to a spot to the back of my head. And I never previously had that till after I was shot. With that being said, people need to be arrested and charged. $22,000 extortion through police to have it done. And no more lies about psychological record or history. No more lies about criminal record or history. No more lies about being dangerous offenders. No more lies about all your other bullshit against me when none of it is true. Prove it in a court publicly. In your fabricated bullshit all against me to justifiably, unjustifiably have your gang stalkers and your tortures that you are involved in committing under the false guise of law to get away with it. Love all, hate none. March 24th, 2026, 12:41 p.m. I guarantee you, if I get the chance, I will come on and do another live later on, and I will look 100% different. How convenient my hair goes from blonde to red to gray, just like that. And how too convenient that one time I'll have a beard and the next time I won't. Like, what the fuck? And that's, I can prove my words as well. So, damage done, time bought, and you are guilty of ending my bloodline. And I, if need be, OPP and other cops can also pay to exhume my dad, may be an end of my bloodline and from the crimes that you are guilty of and everybody else through the police against me. Can actually pay to exhume, have my dad exhumed. I wish there was actually a way that could be proven that my mother was also shot, but I do have a picture of her where her head's completely lifted up off her skull and it looks like there is a donut or something inside her head. And my dog, my one dog, when he was going through his brain cancer that was given to him, I most likely have a tumor, but it completely caved in his fucking head, so it was like this pretty much. It wasn't rounded out. It was to a point to where both sides of his skull were completely caved in. You mutilated my dog to death. A cop's sister, at one point in time in 2018, was hallucinating and threw crystal meth into my dog's eyes because she said that, or this person said that they were seeing spirits coming from my dog, and threw meth or something into my dog's eyes, which burned my dog's eyes all around his eyes to the skin being completely burned out of his face. In her attempt to try to blind my dogs. And then I was conveniently chased out of my apartment by a knife to the point where the police had to be called by a cousin and nothing was done. Once they found out it was me, forget about it. And like I said, I have no criminal record or history. This has all been revenge against me through the police for me speaking of their crimes, the human trafficking once again, and how it was being done and how it is being done. And now there's serious gang stalking up and down the street 24/7, where I am being treated like a child every time I go to do a bong. I am getting carbon gassed up and down Bayshore. I'll pick up. I could go outside right now and record it. I'd go to do a bong, and within 2 seconds of me doing that, there would probably be at least 5 to 10 cars go by, and then it will be quiet. And it's not paranoia. I've been constantly watching it and documenting it. The very same people and the vehicles constantly, especially over the last 2 weeks. So it's definitely not paranoia. It is very consistent. The criminal harassment stalking. Very consistent. So no paranoia whatsoever about it. And there's no too convenience about it either. Not when it's all day long, like clockwork. It's been happening, like I said, especially over the last 2 weeks. On that note, I'm going to get off here. Barry's, Hardy's, Hartwick's, Lake, Vinalstein, Hustler, cops' families, members who are involved. Congratulations on what you've done. The damage is done against me. My skull has been flattened, it's been rounded out, it's been widened, it's been elongated, it's been shortened, it's been every shape and size. You are seriously fucking dangerous. You are very seriously sick and obsessed. Blair Hardy, you are garbage. You are sitting in the fucking garage right now watching me do this, thinking I am your fucking child. I'm done with it.